Hi, welcome to the History of Design. So this is a little introduction video. I think it's going to be very helpful for you when doing your homework assignments. So I want to walk you through just where things are and how to do them. So the first thing you want to do is get into the History of Design course, Art 2520 in Blackboard. Once we are in the course, we're going to go into content. There's a welcome letter. You've already seen the first assignment. Your syllabi is here and Tools for Success. So if we click on Tools for Success, there's some very important information. Definitely read your History of Design syllabus, but also take this information into account. This is all about taking quizzes. It is extremely important before taking any quiz in this class that you read all the assignments and watch all the presentations, all the movies, the objectives, read the objectives, and do the research at the top of each objective page prior to taking a quiz. This will be necessary for each section and each quiz in this course. You will not pass the quizzes without doing all of the above first. All quizzes in this course are only available to you for 1 week and are only available to be taken one time. The very first week, I allow you to do the quiz twice if you made a mistake, and I'm willing to actually reset it if it's really bad, because I just feel like you kind of need to get into the hang of it. But remember, for the rest of the semester, there are no do-overs. Each quiz is timed to about 30 minutes. You will receive a 5-minute warning before the quiz is over. You will not be able to review your quiz grade or your wrong answers until after the quiz has been closed. Remember, each quiz will only be open the week of this section and will close permanently after that. So if you've missed a quiz, do not ask to have it reopened. That will not be an option. I cannot stress enough that you must read all the material before taking your quiz. You definitely can have material open in another page or whatever and go back and forth. The quizzes are not long. In the beginning of the semester, in the beginning of the course, they're only about 10 questions. Later on, they get a little longer. Good luck, and if you have any further questions, please contact me. Remember, there are no do-overs. You can only take the quiz once. Don't take a quiz until you are ready. So don't just go in there, open the quiz, and think you're going to do it. It's not going to work. And then get into the habit of going over all the materials before the quiz. Okay, so let's go back. And there's some information here on writing tips and a presentation rubric. Let's go take a look at the content. So in every content area, also here's the textbook. It is the Pantone, the 20th Century of Color. It's a really easy read, has a lot of great pictures, a lot of information that I think is going to be super helpful for you. You buy the book used online. It's usually around $20, sometimes less. All right, let's go into week 1. So before your book comes, I have some material here that'll get us started in the course. So this is before 1850. We don't have any readings. We do have some videos in this section, and we have some objectives. So let's take a look at the before 1850 objectives. So here they are. So answer all of these questions prior to taking your quiz. Research. Who was Johannes Gutenberg? Who is John Baskerville, and who is Guillaume Battista Bodoni? What is the difference between a serif and a sans serif typeface? What is a black letter font? What is a Roman font? You can use Wikipedia for any of the above questions. Watch the YouTube videos in the presentation section, and when watching presentations that are PowerPoints, be sure to turn on presenter's notes so that you will be able to see all the lectures and so forth. Okay, let's go back. So here's our lectures and our PowerPoints. So these are lectures that I've created for you. This one's on the Middle Ages and manuscripts. This is information about handmade manuscripts that you can download. This is machine-made type. Again, another video all about machine-made type. This is a piece about Gutenberg to Bodoni to the Crystal Palace. And then this is the Industrial Revolution and the Crystal Palace. So this is another video that I've created, a lecture for you. So this should be really helpful for you to kind of get started and know where we're kind of headed. And now here's some other video content. So here's techniques of ancient manuscripts, really great. It talks all about illumination, how they actually were painted. It's a wonderful videos to watch. This is all about the Book of Kells. The Book of Kells is pretty incredible, and this has got a multi-part series, so it's a whole documentary on the Book of Kells, which is in Ireland. And there's actually a replica, a full-size replica of the Book of Kells at Marquette University in the Rare Books Library. So if you'd like to go really take a look at it, you could there. This is more about classical typography. And again, it's a two-part series. And then here we have information about Baskerville and Bodoni. And so it answers the questions that you were asked in your objectives. So it's kind of trying to help you out there. And then we talk about the Enlightenment. So here we have Heroes of the Enlightenment, which is what was happening during this time, and a really good video on Denis Diderot. So definitely good to watch, and they're short. None of these are very long, and it kind of gets you through this section. And then the Crystal Palace. So the Crystal Palace was, and the Gutenberg Press. Again, there's a lot of little things to watch in the first because there's no reading, and I just want to get you sort of prepped for what was going on in design when we got to the beginning of the 20th century. And then once you've done all that, there's your 4321. So let's take a look at the 4321. So in every 4321, you're going to notice that there's a PDF. So this is the PDF. It explains what it is. You're going to fill out this assignment, may include reading, video, objectives, or presentations. So you're going to use all of this material, videos, objectives, presentations, and readings, to answer these 4 questions. The first question, I want you to put down 4 key points from the assignment. What do you think were 4 key points? 3 key terms with the definition, 2 quotes with the analysis on why they're important, and 1 question that you can ask a friend to find the answer. Be sure to include the answer here. So what you can do is you can go ahead and copy this whole thing, Command A or Control A, Command C, and then we're going to go back to our content, and we'll go to answer it. And then when we go there, we're going to go to Create Submission. We can paste it right in here, and then we can go ahead and type in our submission. I don't want to see any handwritten type. I really can't read a lot of it. It's hard to read, and I want to be able to see what you've written. So you can go ahead and just start typing away in here, and you can bold it if you want. You can change the font if you want, make it different. Just highlight it, make a different font. And over here you can get, like, if you want to change the color, try not to use red. Red is really hard to read. Use like dark blue or something. So like that, okay? And then that way you don't even have to do that. You can just use a space and that will work fine. But that's the way I want you to answer these. Don't handwrite them. Go ahead and, and just type them in right here. And when you're done, you're going to hit submit. So right down here, it says submit. That's what you're going to do. I'm going to cancel. Okay. And then last but not least is your discussion questions. They need to be, you have to have your initial post by Thursday at 11:59, and then you need to answer 2 colleagues with, notice the word, substantive thoughts. So you can't just say, I like what you said, or I really thought it was cool what you said, or something like that. That's not going to cut it. So I really need you to be thinking about what they said and give them a kind of an answer. I agree with you because blah, 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 and answer them. All right. So that's the first week. Now I'm going to jump ahead. Most of the weeks are like that. We'll go back into content. Most of the weeks are like that. So like if I click into week 3, we can see there's 1920, and there's our objectives. And then if we go here, we can see the rest of the objectives. So this is your study guide for your objectives. So here we have the Manifesto of the Bauhaus, teaching and art education. How did it change things? Right? Tutankhamun was discovered at this time, a synopsis, so we know a little bit about him. So that's pretty much for the objectives. And then if we go into content videos, there's the new vision in the Bauhaus. Here's my lecture. So these are my lectures for you. Okay. And hopefully this should be pretty good. And then there's some other little videos in here. They're all fairly short. But these are mine, the ones that say recording. Those are my lectures for you. Right? So you need to watch those. Okay. And then here's videos on Joseph Albers and the future, other Bauhaus masters, and Art Deco. And then if we go back out, there's the same thing like before. There's your quiz, your discussion question, and your 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's pretty much what you're going to have every single time. Quiz, discussion question, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, last but not least, there is a final in this class, but it's a take-home, and you can do it at your will. So I want to go back into content and show you where that is. So if we scroll down to week 5, you'll see that if you have not done so, you need to get your final presentation topic approved by the instructor. So that means you're going to email me your final presentation topic. Your final presentation should be 15 minutes in length, and you have a minimum of 20 slides. It's going to be handed in 2 parts. If you go down here to week 7, this is your final presentation will be due. So continue work on your presentation, and then I believe the Dropbox is in here under current yeah, it should be in here. Yeah, presentations. Oh no, that's not it. Okay. Let me just go to the last week. Yeah. So during the last week, there's really no quizzes or any kind of 4, 3, 2, 1s. All it is the presentation. So in this one, in addition, your final formal presentation in PowerPoint or Keynote must include presenter's notes when handed in. Do not hand in Google Docs or notes from other sources. Do not hand in PDF slides. Your final presentation video is due here as well. Please upload a link to your video for the full final presentation. So what that means is I want you to record yourself giving your presentation, right? So your presentation should be 15 minutes in length with 20 slide minimum in order to get 100%. So let me just go back here for a second. I thought it was in week 7, but maybe it's in week 6. No. Okay, because I originally thought I wanted to put in 2 Dropboxes for your presentation. Here we go. So this is the first Dropbox. It's due week 6. Sorry, I thought it was week 7, but it's due week 6. So this is where you would actually hand in your Keynote or your PowerPoint. This will give you 15% of your 30% for your final grade. And then so it's right here. And then the last week, week 8, that's where you'll put your video link. So you'll upload it to YouTube and send me a video link, and that will go right here. And that's pretty much it. Then you're done. And the last week, don't notice there's no other reading, there's no other anything. All you have to do is finish up whatever you didn't get finished in the course, and then get your final video presentation in. So I hope that helps explain how everything is going to work. I think you're going to do great. You get to pick a topic of your choice in anything over the course of the semester. So if you want to do something on Cupid dolls from the 1920s, that could be a thing. I've had students do things about, the evolution of muscle cars. I mean, it's like the evolution of animation with Disney, the first Disney comic book, cartoons. I mean, it just goes on and on. So you can do anything that you like that you think fits into that 20th century, 21st century design, and that has I mean, people have done stuff on fashion, on movies, you know, on architecture, on chair design, all different things. So feel free to follow your passion and find something wonderful. Send me a request via email, and my email's right up in the front here, right here. So send me a request, and I'm pretty sure I'll approve it, and that's it. You're good to go. And that's the explanation of how this course will work. 8 weeks and you'll be done. It's going to go fast. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.